If you could describe Stepmom LLC as a brand in 3 words to a complete stranger, especially a non-UVA student, how would you go about it?
Let's go.
You are the founder and CEO of Stepmom LLC, also known as UVA Stepmom. Could you tell us about what inspired you to start it?
I really wanted there to be a brand that inspired others to be themselves, and it could be an outlet for my own creativity too. And so if I was myself through fashion or through our marketing, then that would inspire others to do the same.
How did you come up with the name UVA Stepmom? I mean, that's a very unique name to select for a business.
Thank you. Well, it's the #1 porn search history. And besides that, the stepmom in culture is the sexier, younger alternative. And so against the UVA mom, the stepmom, she will stand out.
If you could describe Stepmom LLC as a brand in 3 words to a complete stranger, especially a non-UVA student, how would you go about it?
Let's go. Sorry, am I allowed to curse?
So something that's so amazing about Stepmom LLC that's very different from other brands is that all of your shirts are made 100% from recycled teas, safe from the landfill. How do you manage the sustainable aspect of your brand?
Well, all of our teas are either sourced from donations, Goodwill, Salvation Army, secondhand, or from a warehouse in Virginia. We take their mistakes that they would have otherwise thrown away.
Awesome.
And we also do all of our own screen printing on water-based ink, so as opposed to plastic-based. So everything is sourced locally, even our labor.
Awesome. So you're employing local students that are in the area?
I'm employing me. It's all me.
All you?
Yeah.
So you do all of the designs all by yourself?
Yes.
Yeah. What's like the typical average in a day or maybe a week that you're producing by yourself?
Well, God bless my parents, because when I go home, then their basement turns into a sweatshop pretty much. And then so that's when we produce like 100 shirts at a time to sell throughout the year.
So you're a full-time student here at UVA. How do you balance the craziness of student life with managing a very successful business?
I think it just comes down to being okay with letting some shoes drop. You know, I prioritize hanging out with my friends and building this business and working on my comedy career. And the price is bad grades, which I'm fine with.
But not bad, not too bad, because you're still graduating at the end of this semester. So
yes.
Wonderful, congratulations. So not only are you a student entrepreneur, but as you mentioned, you're also an up-and-coming comedian. What got you interested in pursuing comedy as a professional career?
I think it's like one of those secret dreams that you're too scared to tell everyone about, but It wasn't until right before I came to college I read Springfield Confidential by Mike Weiss and Born Standing Up by Stepmom, which is my absolute favorite book. And those are what made that dream click and seem feasible.
There are so many awesome comedians out right now, so many diverse women, people of color who are making really, really great comedy. Are there any comedians that you look up to and why?
I've always looked up to Dave Chappelle, and right now I really look up to Josh Johnson. I think because they're really good at taking all that they've learned in life and what's going around them in pop culture and being able to share a perspective that the audience couldn't see before. And a comedian that I also really look up to is Rudy Ray Moore. I think he's like the most entrepreneurial, the godfather of rap, and I like how he just took his idea and he made Dolomite, which is one of my favorite movies ever. And yeah, he just doesn't give a shit. He rocked.
Speaking about, more about comedy, you find comedy in all sorts of places as a student entrepreneur and as a comedian, but what is the funniest thing that's happened to you as a UVA student?
One time I lost my jacket and then I found it.
That's the whole story?
Mm-hmm.
Did you find it in a peculiar place?
No, I was like my friend said I was stage 4 grieving, and then the next morning my friend said he found it.
Along with your brand, you're also a DJ, so you go by the name The White M&M. Amazing, very distinctive name. If you could choose any celebrity to DJ for like a birthday party, what celebrity would you want to DJ for?
Michelle Obama.
Honestly, yeah. You have a song that you would specifically play for her, or maybe a mix that you have?
Probably All I Do Is Win.
That's very her. So Stepmom LLC recently created a new short film, Raisin Birthday. This is the debut film for Stepmom Productions. Can you share any funny moments that happened while you were filming with like the cast or crew?
One of the scenes was supposed to take place in a pool, and just with scheduling, it didn't work out. And so what turned into like a very stressful last minute, I had them all come into my place of work for like an hour when the restaurant was dead to film these improvised scenes, and those were like my favorite to do in the whole movie. And I think we got some of our best lines, and it was just so hard to even get through a scene because we kept laughing and breaking character.
Yeah, and kind of follow up, Raisin Birthday, this being the debut, part of Stepmom Productions. Are we anticipating any more feature films for Stepmom Productions?
Definitely. After I graduate though, that's a bit of the unknown, is I don't know what that'll look like or the type of people I'll be surrounded with.
Share 2 favorite memories that you have from hosting Step Comedy Jam.
It's always at the end of the show, and then you feel that post-adrenaline rush and all this work and the combined efforts of all the comedians, and it feels like it just all comes to this sweet release, and we always have loose champagne playing at the end. And so to hear their music and be around people you love and realize that we all went through this together and we finally accomplished it, that's the best memory.
It's just like a collective share of relief. Awesome.
Yeah, and my best friend Ariana surprised me with flowers at the end of that last show, and that was just a full circle.
What's the best piece of advice you've received about getting into the comedy space?
You gotta work, you gotta put the reps in, and it's not always gonna be great, but I think work ethic is the greatest thing you can bring to the table.
So you are a graduating 4th year. Where would you like to be in 10 years?
In 10 years, I'd want to be surrounded by loved ones and have things that I've built and that can last and that I'm proud of, like a business, a house, a relationship, and just be able to have these things that I can share with others, including stories and experiences. Step Comedy Jam is going to continue at UVA under the leadership of Kieran Warner and Jack Yasenchuk. You can find them on Instagram at Scapegoat Underground, and they will continue to bring you that creative environment and platform where you can just go and be yourself, so stay tuned.